Right now, I'm going to tell you how Miss D used her home to pay for her home health care, and she needed home health care to continue to stay in her house. And if she didn't get the home care, she was going straight to the nursing home. No fun. We're going to get into that. We'll go over the case study. We'll go over how we helped her. And if you're in a situation where your parents or maybe your spouse needs home care or is getting home care and you've run out of money, or you see that you are running out of money soon, then you might be able to use this as a strategy depending on your situation. But I'll show you towards the end of the video, I'll show you who can do this and who can't do this. So before we jump into that, my name is Jason Eichmiller. I own and run this channel. If you haven't seen it, well, if you have seen me before, if you watch some of these videos, then welcome back. Good to see you. If you haven't, if you're looking for solutions on home healthcare or reverse mortgages, go ahead and subscribe, and you can hit that notification bell somewhere below. And if you need to get in touch with me to see if a reverse can help you or a family member or a close friend or a client, feel free to reach me below. My contact information is actually streaming below the screen right down here. But my phone number is 888-309-9705. You can reach me at jason@keyhomelending.com or the website if you want to book an appointment and see some senior testimonials, see what other seniors kind of feel about how we did and how they feel about reverses. You can go to www.reversequotes.com. All right, that's out of the way. Let's get into the important stuff. Let's talk about Miss D and how she was able to use her home to pay for her way to stay in home. So a little bit of background. Miss D is 90 years young, and she lives in her home with her adult son, Chris. Well, obviously, if she's 90, her son, Chris, is an adult. She lives there with her son, Chris. They have two other siblings. Chris has two sisters, so Miss D has three grown adult children. Miss D has a lot of wonderful lady, but she has a lot of health problems. She has home care that is costing, at a discount, mind you, at a discount, it's costing $8,000 a month. That is a lot of money. Now, Chris has been paying for this over and over again. $8,000, $8,000, $8,000, $8,000, $96,000 a year. And when Chris called me last month, he was down to 2 months left. There was only 2 months of money left before mom was going to the nursing home. By the way, in these cases, Chris, the son, and the two daughters, they didn't get along. So the daughters were a little bit removed from the situation, and honestly, removed from mom. They didn't really care. They wanted mom to go straight to the nursing home. But mom wanted, just like so many people that I help, mom wanted to stay in her home. The only thing Misty, I mean, she's had the home since they actually built it in 1974 with her late husband. So she has so many memories in the house. Again, just like so many people that I've helped, so many memories. Her kids grew up there. Her husband passed away while she was there. Her house is her home. And she was not going to move out. She wasn't going to, did not want to. But they're in a position where if they don't find a way to get the $8,000 a month, she's out. There was nothing they could do. So Chris saw one of these videos and he called me. Got along real well. He's a great guy. But I'll kind of fast forward to the end. We were able to do a reverse mortgage, and that kept mom in her home. So here are kind of the stats. The house appraised for $910,000. Now with the reverse, we're going to qualify you based on your age and your home value and the interest rates. So what we were able to qualify her for out of that 910, she didn't need the whole thing, by the way. She just needed enough for home care for probably the next couple of years. She qualified for $430,000. What we also did, so she got the 430, she got some of it up front to pay home care for a while, and so she's comfortable. She left the rest in the line of credit that grows over the years. And this is something that few people know or understand about reverses. What we also did was we wanted to eliminate the strain of paying all these important monthly expenses for her. So we set up this side escrow account. It's called a LISA, if you've looked into these before, lifetime expectancy set aside. But we set up a side escrow account that's going to pay her property taxes and homeowners insurance for the next 5 years. So until she's 95, this side account's going to pay her property taxes and her homeowners insurance. And that helps. But the absolute biggest thing, the thing that transforms mom's life, just getting that money, getting that $430,000 so that every single month for as long as she lives, and that's over 4 years, almost 5 years, she's going to be able to pay for home health care. Now, you might be asking, well, Jason, what happens if she outlives the money? Well, two things. Number one, if she outlives the money, then the money's gone. So at that point in time, yes, maybe she lives to be 96 and she has to spend 1 year in a nursing home. But isn't that better than going to the nursing home tomorrow or really in 2 months? Secondly, if they run out of money or if they come short and the economy cooperates, if the house value goes up or interest rates drop, then it's very possible that we'll be able to redo the reverse and get her a little bit more money. So that's there. So that's not guaranteed, but it's a possibility for her. But again, for now, I'm not even talking about her son who lives there, who just took this massive strain off his shoulders because she wasn't paying the $8,000. Chris was. Chris was writing a check. Can you imagine that we call it the sandwich generation. I'm in there. My folks are in their mid-set now, I guess late 70s. And I'll call them mid-70s for you, mom and dad. My kids are 13, 12, and 10. 8,000, I could pay that money for a little bit, but that money would go very, very fast, and I'd be in an uncomfortable spot very, very, very soon. So you talk about mom, this is all about her, but think about the weight that's lifted off of his shoulders. Chris can breathe. Now, he does understand that when mom dies, he's going to have to settle up. He's going to have to either refinance the home or sell it. So our future conversations are going to be what he needs to do. Actually, his credit's good and his income's pretty solid, but it's going to be more of planning. Okay, when mom does go, hopefully many moons from now, because she's such an amazing, amazing woman. But what Chris needs to do to be able to refinance it himself, or possibly get a reverse mortgage himself, because he's of the age himself. So yeah, bottom line, this is a short one. Bottom line, like, this is the most meaningful thing that I can do as a guy who helps seniors with reverses. So important, so meaningful. We literally took an elderly lady who needed help. We did this little tool. We gave her some of the cash in her home. Not obviously, there's a lot of equity left in it. Not the whole thing, but we gave her some of it. And she's going to be able to die in her home. She'll live there the rest of her life. And man, it feels, as a guy who does this, feels amazing. Absolutely amazing to be. I'm like almost emotional about it. Like, she's going to be there forever. And it's an awesome gift to be able to give her. Anyway, if you're in a similar position, if you want to know what your options are, again, if this is for your spouse or for your parent, you just want to talk it through, just like Chris did. Chris didn't know if they qualified. Chris had heard all sorts of bad stuff about reverse mortgages, and he just wanted to call because, yes, his back was up against the wall, but he needed to know what his options were. So if you're like Chris and you want to see if you can do it, maybe she can't, maybe your parents can't do it. I don't know. Maybe your spouse can't do it. Maybe they can though. If they can't, then you learn it pretty quick, because if you've spoken with me on the phone before, you know that I'm pretty quick to telling you what you can and what you can't do. But if you can do it, and of course it's free to talk. I don't charge any money for a conversation. I'll talk to everybody to try to help them. But if this can help, then man, your mom, your dad, might be like Mrs. D. She might be able to stay, or he might be able to stay in her home for the rest of their lives. All right, you want to reach me? Again, phone number is flashing below. Just call me at 888-309-9705. You can email me, jason@keyhomelending.com, or you can always visit www.reversequotes.com, especially if you want to see testimonials, kind of see what other seniors feel about reverse mortgages. There's kind of a form submit. If you're on a mobile phone, it'll be below. If you're on your desktop, then it'll be to the right. Just enter your information, hit submit, I'll get it, and then I'll reach out to schedule a time to chat. So yeah, that's it. Hope this helps. And again, if your parent or spouse or somebody that you know and care about is in a situation where they really need that care, they need that support to stay in their home, make the call, figure out if they can use their house to get a reverse mortgage to pay for what they really need. You won't regret it, and I'll do my as always, man, I'll do my very best to help. All right, thank you much, and take care of yourself.